Hi everybody, Gabrielle here. I am back. How's everybody doing? I hope great. Alright, so we're going to do something a little different. This is a twin flame energy, a reading, but I have acquired the Divine Feminine deck, the Oracle deck, right? Depending on which way your camera's going, you know, by Maggie Watterson. Embodying Love. Isn't that great? That's the name of the guidebook. A guidebook for embodying love. I think that's fabulous. And I think it's pretty pertinent, especially after yesterday's Divine Masculine reading, where they were collectively being asked and guided to embrace the sacred feminine within. And so I pulled 3 cards from this deck as a inner child, a present self, and a higher self. Right? Guidance cards, right? What you should be focused on. Oh wait, is it focused? What you should know. That's what that is. What you should know. And this is what you should be focused on down here. So I'm gonna pull these cards down so you guys can get a better look. They're gorgeous, and I like the matte color. I do. It just shows better on camera without all the glares. But they're huge cards, so shuffling is interesting. But I don't have tiny hands, so it's not that bad. So, for the inner child, we drew Sekhmet, the red lady. And it reads, I am pure strength. I honor my anger by giving voice to it. Ooh, isn't that beautiful for the inner child? Now, again, this is for both the Divine Feminines and the Divine Masculines. And this is for people who are pretty new to this journey. You know what I mean? I know some of us might like to think that, oh, we've been on it for... Yeah, you might have, but you know what? Doesn't mean your focus has been right. So I like to always think I'm new to it. You know, that way I can always learn. I don't ever want to be on some ego shit. I have so much to learn, and I want to learn, you know what I mean? So it's different. And the present self, right? We have Isis, the goddess of magic. Sexual energy is sacred. My pleasure is a prayer that brings me back to life. Holy snikes, right? And your higher self, Lalita, the red goddess. You see this common theme for red? And look, what's interesting, right? I use this stone to season the deck. And it says, playfulness is a spiritual power. Laughter leads me back to the light. Amen. You see how I be kikiing with my higher self, my guys and shit. You better learn to laugh. And it's so funny, right? And I feel like the bottom of the deck is special for me right now. Because it's Mary Magdalene, right? The apostle to the apostles. I am the bridge between heaven and earth. I am fully human and fully divine. But that's a message for everyone, right? Look at that stone. Look at that shit. Look at that. Look at that. See? Ah! Isn't that beautiful? Look how they be with us. Look. So these are the energies we should be embodying on all these tiers. And I did pull the book out because why not, right? Look at that Ankh. Woo! We're going to start with the inner child. Because for so many of us, this is where the core of our issues stem from. And I say that because, you know, you got to honor that inner child. You have to, when I say honor, right, I don't mean just by simply declaring it. I mean by diving deep. You see how the arms are locked here? Wrapped around the self. Honoring thyself. If your inner child is angry, you hear what it says, right? I honor my anger by giving voice to it. Why? Express it. Look at the enlightenment pouring off. Look at all that red energy. Look at how grounding voicing that would be. How empowering that would be. You know? My inner child was very unhappy. I kid you not. She went on a fucking tirade for almost 2 years. And it was like a build-up to a tantrum. And I don't mean currently. Oh no, she's very happy now. But the lead-up, right? You know how when you were small, if you remember, or if you observe small children, right? Especially ones who have strong personality. At first, they're very easygoing, right? And as they learn, right? They start to get opinions and resistant, like, nah, I don't wanna. The I don't want us. And that goes on, that push and pull, the tug of war between the child and the parent goes on until neither one of them can take it no more. And the child has a tantrum, the parent spazzes out, and now you have two very angry people. One with all the power and authority, technically, right? And then you have the other who actually is learning in real time how much power and or control they have. You know, either a lot or a little, depending on how your parent responds to your tantrum. But it's not out of nowhere, you know what I mean? Children learn very fast. Very fast. And I feel like for so many people on this journey, they were takers. You know, there's givers and there's takers. Excuse me, I said that backwards then. They were the giving person. Meaning, when I said taker, I mean they took all the bullshit people had to dish out. They just absorbed it, and they didn't say anything. And every so often they would spaz, but they would get back in line. But when the inner child, right? The inner child, not the actual child, has a spasm, it is one of immense proportions. Some people like to refer to it as a midlife crisis or a quarter life crisis. But that is literally your inner child acting up. Yeah. I don't know if y'all ever figured that shit out. Oh, like, oh, they're just having a... No. It's more than that. It's more than that. When you feel a pull and a calling, a drive, an urge to do something, and it doesn't go away, and it keeps coming, and it keeps coming, you know what I mean? There's a lot of work there to be done. Something you're neglecting, something you're not fixing. That's why it keeps spazzing. And some people are super, super stubborn. Like these arms here. Locked in this situation. But not anymore. Not anymore. Because if you understand how time runs in a loop, cyclical, a loop, opposed to a line, right? you would have already gotten off the merry-go-round sooner. But it's like by voicing all the misgrievances, and this is not an ongoing thing. This is like, alright, I'm going to write this shit down, I'm going to say it, I'm going to go to these people with these memories, or whatever your process was to deal with these inner child issues that made you so angry. That is how you get off the merry-go-round. See the Ankh? See it's centered there in the heart space? See how the power is circulating around you now? By no longer holding all that frustration in, all that anger. By releasing your roar. You see the cat? It's like the Sphinx here. Very much that Leo energy. That I must be heard energy. That is the voice of the inner child. In that sacral space. Deep down in everyone, we all have a womb space. Even men. You have an umbilical cord connection to your mother, right? You have a womb space. The neurons that line your stomach, that scientists now like to attribute to the intuition, those gut reflexes and senses and that shit. The housing of fight or flight. The place where it was first activated. Yes. Let's look at Sekhmet. I've never been more grateful for things being in alphabetical order. Hey, there you are. Pop open. I knew it was Leo. I am pure strength. Ooh. Who she is? Sekhmet represents the sacred rage that keeps us protected and reminds us the world of the pure strength of female power. Sekhmet is an Egyptian warrior goddess depicted with the head of a lioness and the body of a woman. The lion was considered the fiercest hunter in Egypt and a sign of protection. She is the daughter of the sun god Ra. The red solar disk that she wears indicates that she is a solar deity. She is known as the powerful one, the Red Lady, she who mauls, and the one before whom evil trembles. That gave me chills. Oof. The ancient Egyptians held rituals at the end of war and at the beginning of each new year to tame the wrath of Sekhmet. They would play music, drink beer that was dyed with pomegranate juice, and dress all the Sekhmet statues in red. It was believed that an inebriation would lull the goddess into a stupor and end her destruction. Sekhmet was a powerful guardian and protector of the pharaoh. She was called on during times of war and considered to be a goddess of divine retribution. Is that what your inner child is calling for? Divine retribution? That's some powerful shit. That is some powerful shit. Because on the real, you remember in the Bible, right? I ain't finished with Sekhmet. There's more to learn. There was a part where Christ said to follow him, and I'm paraphrasing, right? This is the New Testament for sure. That to follow him, you would hate your mother and curse your brother. Something like that. You wouldn't have nobody but who he puts with you. It's like that. Because the call for divine retribution means everybody gets a helping. That's karmic justice. And that means Even that part where you get angry with yourself for being in that place of allowing the bullshit. See? But that passes too. It says, look, when your soul selects her card, right? Holy rage, sacred anger, and positive aggression. These states of being are crucial aspects of the divine feminine. Remember I said that yesterday in the divine masculine reading, how you may not be housed in the form, but you've been really comfortable, and see, you might not even comprehend what energy is what energy because you're falling into societal constraints and stereotypes. You know, and I said this in a different reading, but everybody gets their turn in power. And so if you're in power, that means you do things to maintain it. No gender required. I mean, sometimes you gotta boss up, you gotta get in beast mode. Right? Right. Okay. Let me continue. Excuse me. It's the female power that ends war, that brings home missing children, that seeks justice for the earth and for those who can't defend themselves. Remember the Bring Back Our Girls campaign when all them girls went missing in Nigeria? And we still ain't get them all back. But we got some of them back. But it does. Remember the war on drugs? Right. It's always women who we champion causes. But they know, right? There's that thing where they say, oh, a man's the head, right? But the woman's the neck, right? And the neck turn the head any way it want to go. So this is where that power comes from. If a woman gets angry, that's it. If mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy, right? Right. It goes on to say, the brilliant artist and mystic William Blake relates that the voice of honest indignation is the voice of God. The feminine has for too long been disassociated from rage and anger. If we can't embody the fiery emotion of anger, the fiery emotion of anger, it often festers or expresses itself in subversive, manipulative ways, or it leaves us anxious and frustrated. Positive aggression, acting with love on behalf of what breaks our heart or enrages us, is what allows us to become agents of change to better our lives and the world around us. Sheckman wants us to come face to face with our true strength. Power doesn't come from passive-aggressive behaviors. We don't have to fear expressing our anger directly with institution or a person who is acting unjustly. Sheckman wants us to see that anger is an essential emotion. I feel it right now as I'm reading this. You can feel the power of divine anger, of righteous indignation. Enchantment is the sacred call to move that anger from pure emotions into conscious action. She wants us to act with conviction, right? I'm speaking with conviction. You can feel this shit. And from love. She wants us to create the healthy boundaries we need so we aren't injured again and again. Just saying that. Or so that we can free ourselves from a destructive pattern. It's time to end. We have a divine right to draw a sacred circle around us at all times. For those of you who need help blocking out people's energies and telepathic communication, you just heard what to do. The protection we invoke for ourselves and others help us move from feeling helpless to taking loving action. Soul Voice Meditation. Where can I create loving boundaries in my life? Intention. I am pure strength, and I honor my anger by giving voice to it. Ooh, that inner child, baby. That inner child. Isis, the goddess of magic. Before I read the book, let me see. I love this for your true self right now. For a representation of who you are now in this moment. Isis, the goddess of magic. Invoking your divine mysticism. That's how I see that. Embracing this energy. Understanding that your body is a temple. Understanding the power of the sexual connection, of this sacred energy of two souls becoming one. People often forget that pleasure was given to us by our Creator, our creators. It was given to us, often misused and abused for just pure gratification, and the sanctity of it is left behind, and that's sad and it's sick. And I have been guilty of this myself. I have. We all have. I'm not counseling anyone to do anything. Even self-satisfaction. You know what I mean? It loses something. It is simply gratification. It's a release of chemicals. It's not creative energy on its own. Yeah, you can do a lot with it, right? But when two people come together, two soulmates, like, it is beautiful. But moreover, right, if you are in that space of being in a self-gratification mode, whatever, right? Even in that act, remember that your body is a temple. Your mind is a temple. It's almost sad that men need such visual stimulation, i.e. porn, right? Because it ruins the imagination on so many levels. It blocks true creative energy. It voids your ability to be high on life, is how I really perceive that. You know, women are such natural creators. It's a difference in necessity. Most women don't need porn. They don't. They just have an idea of what they want, and they're able to become aroused and turned on, and those creative juices start to flow, so to speak. And very literally, you know. And so I would say that try to restrict any artificial visualization. Your memories, right? I feel like for some of you this is very important, especially in a present sense. Your memories will bring you what you want than looking at something that just is self-gratifying. Just being honest. Who do you actually want to share that energy with, right? I feel like I'm... shut up. Sorry, I can't say that. I'm sorry. That is too far. But if you want something, that's what you need to visualize. That's what you need to see. That's where you want that energy to flow. Embrace that energy, like that concept. I know, right? I know. But try it. You'll be surprised at your results. Prime example, do you know the story of Isis and Osiris? And how baby Horus became here? It's a long and twisted tale, but the cliff notes is Isis and Osiris are brother and sister. They had another brother. I think his name was Set. Set wanted Isis, hated Osiris, so he killed that nigga, right? Chopped him up. Like, I think this happened twice, right? The chopping up was like the final one. And then threw his body parts all over, right? And Isis was like, oh, no, you don't. So she got all his pieces back but his schlong. Really. She got everything back but the schlong. And she pieced them back together, and then she, that's where the obelisk come from. I don't know if you know that, but that's what it is. It's really Osiris's phallus. Yes. And so she used that instead, and then conjured this motherfucker back, right? And did some shit, some mumbo, some jumbo. And he rose. Right. But, you know, him being the God himself, right? I'm trying to remember this story correctly. I might have to research it again, but I'm pretty sure I got most of the details correct. Because he couldn't, you know, really keep his husbandly duties, right? He transformed, I believe, into a swan or some shit. And there's a bunny, and that's where Easter gets the egg laying bunny, right? Something at a sunrise. Anyway, it's deep, but anyway, she conjured him back. She wanted him back so bad, right? And she put all that energy into it. Piece by motherfucking piece. And the one thing that was missing, right, is the one thing that every man would just be like, oh my God, what? How do you live with, yeah, right. Just saying. So some things are much more than just physical. It's metaphysical. And this union, right? Yeah, baby Horus hatched from an egg, I believe. Yeah, I'm sorry. Don't be looking at me like that, okay? Look, you'll give me the full... Ooh, I'm sorry. We just gonna do that right now. Don't be angry. Oh, she's a little pissed off. It's okay. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to help him. Anyway, most of y'all have already stopped sharing yourselves with people, right? You have. You're learning how to control and harness this energy. You see how it's like a figure 8? See? It's just here. This piece. What is she holding? Is she holding the cosmic egg? I gotta look. The cosmic egg is in here. In this deck, I saw it. Let me look up Isis. I'm not trying to have this video be forever. I know y'all don't care, but I do. I gotta go to my other job. Who is she? Isis embodies the pure magic of devoted love. Isis is an ancient Egyptian goddess of love, fertility, and resurrection and magic. Her temples line the Nile Delta in Upper Egypt from the 4th century BC to the 4th century CE, with the closing of the temple in Philae. The priests and priestess who served her were known for their miraculous healing powers. Isis is the daughter of Geb, god of the earth, and Nut, goddess of the sky. She married her brother Osiris. When he was murdered, his body parts were scattered all over the earth. See? Isis searched tirelessly to remember him. Remember, like put them back together. And then used her sexual energy to bring him back to life. That's what I was saying about that gratification, see? Osiris' death and rebirth were celebrated annually. Isis then gave birth to their son, Horus, and became worshipped as the ideal wife and mother. Her association with magic originates with the sun god Ra. Isis created the first snake in order for it to bite Ra. In his pain and near death, he gave her his secret name so that she could revive him. Isis then became more powerful than Ra and possessed the magic to heal and to prolong life, or to give life back to the dead. Didn't she share this? I think she gave that to Osiris. The sexual energy, when your soul selects her card, the sexual energy that creates life can also be used to sustain it. It's significant that Isis brings Osiris back to life by making love to him. The metaphor is that by uniting life and death, body and soul, masculine and feminine, the heaven and the earth, a rebirth or a resurrection occurs. The sexual energy that sex inspires exists within each of us all the time, latent and waiting to be utilized to create more life. Often our sexual energy and power is feared or left neglected and unacknowledged. It's a powerful, sacred force that Isis wants us to integrate more fully. It doesn't require a partner to activate it. It only takes awareness that it exists and the remembering of our heart to our head, our body to our soul. It takes activating the energy of our root chakra, yeah, baby, and uniting it with the crown chakra just above our head. Isis is a call for us to allow our sexuality to infuse and enhance all that we say and do. She is a sacred reminder that sex is holy, and and what makes it holy isn't marriage or a certain combination of male and female or masculine and feminine. Sex is made sacred through presence, through our capacity to become fully embodied. Oof. Isn't that what I said? That's funny. Soul voice meditation. What does sexual empowerment feel like to me? Intention. Sexual energy is sacred. My pleasure is a prayer that brings me back to life. Makes more sense now, right? I'm bringing sexy back. Yeah! Time to throw that shit on. Lalita. Apparently, it is so funny. I bought a red hoodie yesterday. I kid you the fuck not. It says, where dreamers become doers. Uniqlo. The Red Goddess. Playfulness is a spiritual power. Laughter leads me back to the light. Amen, amen, amen. I get with this card here. Look at this gorgeous card. Look at this beautiful young lady. Look at that. Look at that Archer spirit. Probably Sagittarian energy. Sagittarians love to laugh. I don't know what Sag without a great laugh. Truly, I don't. I really don't. And this is your higher self. Your higher self is saying, bitch, bruh. Mitch, how about that? I'm gonna borrow the nuns shit. Bitch and Mitch, right? I love y'all both, right? And I'm in them categories, right? I'm always talking about me and y'all simultaneously, okay? Take aim, right? And notice, right? All the motherfucking haters you got, right? And laugh at it. Because again, you on your job. That's what I saw first when looked at those arrows and how she had the bow above her head. But it's deflecting. Laughter deflects negativity. That's why it brings you back to the light. Giggle, snicker, laugh, indulge. Look, we know if things ain't right, right? That's why you laugh to yourself. I know my guys got jokes. I mean, damn. They not necessarily, I wouldn't call them nice, but they are kind. But they talk shit, man. They funny. It's okay to laugh. It is a literal shield to negativity. And laughter is so transformative. In tense situations, right? It's better to laugh. Now, I used to say I suffer from inappropriate laughter, and I still do. It's like a nervous reflex to a degree. But honestly, I just honor the fact that I think the shit's funny. I can't really help it. And I don't even worry about it. I'm like, sorry, not sorry. I can't. Like, do you hear yourself right now? Right. So, laugh at yourself. Listen to yourself. Laugh at yourself. It's totally fine. Laugh at the world around you and see how things transform in real time. It's like the butterfly effect. Laugh. Cause a ricochet in every vibrational frequency your energy is traveled through with that laughter. Another gift from God, from the God and Goddess, right? Laughter. A woman's laughter in particular is infectious. But anyone's laughter, right? Especially if it's lighthearted and jovial. It can spread. It's contagious. Laughter is contagious. Being able to lighten a mood, an environment. Like it says, playfulness is a spiritual power. Yes, it is. Your higher self is like, yeah. It's like a guard. It disarms people. Absolutely. Because it comes from this enlightened place. Like, your third eye's popping. Your crown chakra's popping. It's showing you so much. You're learning so much. You gotta laugh about it. Like, laugh. Make a joyful noise. I'm looking how she's dressed in this sari outfit, like from India or the Hindu area. And I'm like, that's so cool. There you are again. We'll see you. Where you at? I thought it should be in order. Hold on. Guess not. Whatever. But in like a table of contents, it's in order. So that's even better. Alright. Lalita. Who she is. Lalita represents the spontaneity, that grace of a heavy moment, and reminds us that joy is a powerful spiritual practice. Lalita Tripura Sundari is a Hindu deity known as the Red Goddess because of her connection to desire. She is often depicted sitting on a lotus, see the lotus behind her, with 16 petals, known as the fulfiller of all desires. She is holding a golden bow, is she not? That represents the mind, and the 5 golden arrows that represent the 5 senses. And the ancient devotional texts dedicated to her, that Lalita Saharanama is a list of her names. Wait, is a list of her 1,000 names that fulfills all the desires of a devotee simply through its recitation. One of Lalita's many names is she who plays. The Sanskrit word lila means divine play. Lalita loves when her devotees are able to move beyond dualities to a point where we are not separate from what we desire. She loves puja, a ritual worship, for this reason, because it moves us from our ideas and our thoughts of the divine and into our hearts, where we can experience the divine directly. That is, dude, isn't that what I was talking about yesterday? The divine masculine. Oh, that's cool. Lalita is known for her spontaneity and for liberating her devotees with joy. She's the consciousness that she's the consciousness that comes when we get so caught up in taking ourselves seriously that we forget the profound, simple pleasures like sunlight on our face or the taste of a ripe strawberry. She's a delicious moment when we remember that we don't have to take everything, especially ourselves, so seriously. We don't have to be perfect or to know that, or know the right mantras or yoga poses, or chant for hours on end. What's divine is inherent in us. It's remembered, not learned. Absolutely. Amen. Can I get an amen on that? That's why, like, when people ask for advice on spiritual baths, baby, I just want y'all to follow your intuition. Open that fucking pantry up. Use your common sense. And then think about it. Sprinkle. Give honor and praise to where it's due and bless and keep moving. Your intention means more. Follow your internal guidance. Keep the navigational beacon. When your soul selects her card, answers arrive from disengaging with the energy that created the problem or question to begin with. So we often hold tight to what we desire with a grip that actually inhibits it from arriving. And we often take the soul by the collar and demand to know an answer right now. But when a desire is imperative, there's an inability to be playful and imaginative and childlike with how and when that desire will arrive. The secret to desire is holding it lightly. The secret that the red goddess knows is that we already have everything we desire. So we can trust that what the soul craves is and always has been ours. This is levity that sparks a shift, a change, an expansion. This is the moment that we remember we are not separate from what we desire or from the divine. Lalita is the brilliant moment in a fight between lovers or friends when suddenly one mispronounces a word and both crack up laughing. Yes, thank you. I couldn't have made it simpler. Yes, that's exactly what I was talking about. Being able to diffuse a moment with laughter. She's the levity that comes up when we loosen our grip on what we think we desire. She's the gorgeous, much needed reminder that we don't have to suffer our way to what we want most. The path to what we desire and to becoming the soul we need to be in order to receive it can be paved with joy, with divine play, and with a sacred process of lighting up all along the way. Soul Voice Meditation. How can I add more playfulness to my life right now? Intention. Playfulness is a powerful laughter that leads me back to life. That is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I love that. I think those are perfect cards for your inner child, your present self, and your higher self. I just think that is just beautiful. So guidance is remain grounded, baby. Make time for all of those things. Look, isn't that funny? Make time for all the things that bring you joy. Hold fast to those pleasures, those simple pleasures. It's all good. You're already there. Count your blessings. Count your blessings. Offer praise. Give a donation or something. That's so funny. Find a charity, be complimentary, speak kindness. That's what I see. Remember your inner child. Remember to honor your inner child. Oh, that's so beautiful. This is for those who are new on the journey. Truly. What you need to know is that you are protected. For all of you who have this question, this quandary on whether or not people are doing things, yeah, okay, they are, but you don't need to worry. You really don't need to worry about any of that. You are protected. You really are. Yeah. You need to know that divine love, right? See all of this back here? That's where your focus should be. That divine love. There's more joy to be had. There's more love to be experienced. Different types of love to be experienced. They really want you to understand how much power you will. This keeps coming up, this power conversation. It's big though. On this journey, you already are starting to notice things. That is a windy day. You have all the tools at your disposal. That's double confirmation. Look, Isis, goddess of magic. There's a magician sitting there with all the elements right before him. You are so protected. Holy crap. You need to focus on creating your own new foundations, forging your metaphorical city. There's some details that need your attention. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. In your stability, in your current foundation, right? Your personal foundation. There are some holes that need to be patched. That's where you need to be focused. And for some of y'all, look, if you got a house built on stilts, go inspect your fucking stilts. You might have termites. Just saying. I can't help what I see. Water. Alright. That's that. Yeah, but for some of you, right, this is not about union. I promise you it's not. But you know this now. And for some of you, go get yourself some quartz crystals, clear quartz. Just clear quartz. That'll do a lot in terms of stopping the chatter. personally, I would recommend some stones around your home. Looking to feng shui and crystals that you can put around your home that'll help make it more of a fortress for you, and that way it's a safe energetic space. But really do the research. Do not get amplifiers, and you have to tell the crystals what you want them to do. Set the intention as you place them, but do the research, okay? It's a windy day. Anyway. Some of y'all blocking. I don't think it's you, but I think you're doing it by guidance. You're having to block out any sort of potential relationship right now because you do need to work on whatever your personal foundations are. For some of you, this is just you comprehending your newfound strengths and powers. Like, you need the time to do it. Like, you got to learn some shit. You don't have time for love. Like, you done backed off the party and everything. It's like, now you understand. See how there's an opening before him here? Like, even though those cups got knocked over, those 3 cups that you can't see that he's, hovering near, but see how on this, he's close to it. He didn't look. Here he's standing. He's like, I'm going. It's about to step over this hurdle. And take this path. It's like clarity on that it was never about being in union with that person. It was about bringing your attention to the path. Yeah. It's like now you understand why everything was always blocked. Why there were always things missing in the foundation, in the structural stability of it. That's okay. Now you get it, though. That's excellent. Good. So now, healing. Lots and lots of healing. This is for people newly to the journey, okay? New to the journey. Even if you just got a new download, new to the journey, you know what I mean? But, you'll get insight. It's for whoever needs to hear it. So that's for... Interesting. It's a lot of healing. It really is. 5 swords. 4, 5, 9, respective. Lots of healing. Lots of recovery. This is a spiritual pause. Take your time with it. There is no rush. For some of you, right, this has been a hell of a process. And it's going to be a hell of a process. And you really need to focus on it. Like, really. Let me explain how this is about to go down. Right? You're going to get real standoffish. Okay? Real standoffish. You're not going to want to answer people's phone calls no more. Ooh, serpentine tongue. Split tongue. Forked tongue. Duplicity. Duality. There's something about the people around you. There's one that starts to trigger you. This person's very dark. The shit they say is treacherous. Anyway, that's one. And it's like one of your spirit guides just starts to trigger you, right? It's wolf spirit. I can't help it. That's what it is, okay? You know, that killer instinct kicks in. Yeah. So you're like, nah, I'm not going. You're not going to feed into it. But this person keeps reaching out. And I mean keeps reaching out. This person has boundary issues like no other. What is this? Ooh. Wow. So then we have a long-term friend. You might have known this person since you was 3 or the 3rd grade. 3 is significant. Maybe this is someone you've given 3 chances to. But 3 is significant. And I feel like this person fades on you. But this is the one that you thought was the most like you. Interesting. It was something anyway with them. Didn't seem right. It didn't. You was already watching them. Like hard. Maybe this is this person's 3rd strike. I don't know. But like you were watching them hard. I feel like this is someone's sister here, the 3rd one. Was there something, like some sort of conspiring? It feels like there's some sort of conspiring. This one's a liar. Just a straight up storyteller, fabricator. It's like you started to not talk so much around these people, or that's what's going to happen. And you're going to start listening a hell of a lot more. And the more you listen, the more you're going to disengage and disconnect from these people. It's like, then you're going to have this overwhelming desire to be home. I mean it. Yeah. It's like you're going to go through a phase of you go to work, you come home. You go to work, you come home. This is part of the healing. This immobility. This connection, this draw to the warmth of home. And it's like the more people try to make you jump, because I'm looking at the squirrel. Squirrels are very reactive, you know. The more defensive, the more guarded you become, because you start to see it as interference. It's like this clarity, this newfound realization for some, ideas for others, plan. I'm getting plan big time. And you wanting to accomplish this plan, even if it is choosing this path, like I said, being guided that way. Anyone that gets in that way, you're going to get further and further away and out of reach. Like squirrels climb high, don't they? Run across power lines and shit. You be like, damn, motherfucker always on the move, yeah. It's like you're going to have to rest. And like, because you're really, when you're not working, you need to be resting. Because there's a lot more information that you're going to receive through this process, and you're going to need time to process it and to go through this examination, because that's what this is going to be. This is going to be messy for some, because you have to see the bigger picture. And it's going to take everything you got to block out these people who are going to try very hard to disrupt your peace, to disrupt your quiet, your connection with the Most High on this journey. They're not going to go away quietly. They're not. But the more you focus on your peace, the more you block out those people, places, and things, the easier it becomes. But I get meditation, 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 meditation. And for some of you, you've been resisting meditation for whatever reason. Maybe you're afraid what you're going to learn. Don't be afraid of what you're going to learn, whether about yourself or anyone else. But this journey is about self-discovery. It is. And coming into alignment with, for my opinion, your soul tribe. Those people you meet along the way that help to guide you on this path and on this journey. Alright, y'all. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Thank you for your likes, comments, shares, and subscribes. They are greatly appreciated. Light and love to you all. You can find me at intuitivedownloads19@gmail.com or Tell All Your Business Tarot on Instagram. Thank you for your private bookings and your donations. They are greatly appreciated. Light and love. Bye.